So I really felt I had to share this. The goldcrests came back and were right above my head in this tree, this false acacia, and yeah, sort of I seem to be pecking off insects or something. They do seem to like this tree, and you can probably hear the song thrush in the background. And I'm going to miss hearing them after this season. At least until the next winter spring comes around. It occurred to me, the singing and what's that all about, and it feels a bit like me playing the Swift recordings to try and let the Swifts know that there's a Swift box here, there's somewhere to nest. Is when you play the recordings, they like to go where there are other Swifts, and so I'm playing these songs. I'm coming out like a crazy person, and playing the Swift song over and over whenever I see Swift flying, just to encourage them. And it just, hearing the song thrush just feels like the same thing. There's actually a couple. Just fantastic. There was a robin a few minutes ago as well, and I can hear starling. And that was the other thing I wanted to share. The starling, I didn't think about their name before, but I'm wondering whether their name comes from that kind of those blackish feathers and then the white spots like stars on them. What a great name, starling. And it makes me sort of think of them as though they've got the night sky painted on their feathers. It'd be lovely to sort of closely watch a starling and look at the markings again, and just reflect on that really. I thought I'd share that. I have to say, this is one of the things about birdsong. Whether you're coming out, you can almost always find invertebrates, except perhaps in the real depths of winter, when you might have to dig around, and you don't really want to do that because they're sort of safely tucked away, so it's not a very kind thing to do. But most of the year you can find invertebrates in the garden, but also sort of bird sounds of some kind. And the thing about the bird sounds is it kind of widens your horizons, because lots of the birds that I'm hearing now are not actually in the garden. They're sort of wider than the garden. This is the neighbourhood, and lots of bird sound. And I think that was another thing I sort of noticed during lockdown, when we sort of really were kind of confined to this space, and aching to touch the trees that were just out of reach, but that the birds and other animals could travel quite freely, and so they helped to connect me beyond this space. And it's quite nice just to touch into that, just to connect with that. That as I stand here, they're, telling me the news from further afield. And lots of the birds, the redwings, and later in the year the swift, they're connecting us with places across the world. So they're sort of bringing the news from Africa, or Scandinavia, or Siberia, or lots of different places these various birds fly in from, and stay for a while. And so it's quite special to have that really. Just sharing that, because one of the things with not choosing not to fly because of climate change. Obviously, it limits how far I sort of travel, and so having this connection with birds from these places, which I can, imagine, is quite special. It connects me to the people there as well. That we're at various times in the year we're able to enjoy these birds too. And each play our part in being guardians and being stewards and being good family members. So I'll leave that there for